And then we move on to our dark horse, and this pick has to be 100-1 or over. And I have a feeling that you and I are looking at the same guy this week. And so
we are looking at the same guy, but I also have an extra guy.
Okay, well, let me put this to the test. After 3, we have to both say the name, and let's see if we're saying the same person. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Joel Damon. I knew it.
How in the world could Joel Damon be sitting as our dark horse at 100-1, 39th in making birdies, finished in the top 10 in the US Open? Vegas has got it all wrong, Diane.
All wrong.
He wasn't putting well last week. He was almost leading all the leaders last weekend from tee to green game. I went and looked at his stats. He didn't finish up that unreal. Top 10 in the US Open is a major, major thing for this young player. But you tell your side of the story. We both picked the same guy, but I've got one other guy I want to talk about that.
Well, when I saw he was 100-1, I'm like you, I was completely shocked. Then I kind of looked around online and I found him at 125-1. So, right now, if you really want to bet Damon, then you can go and find some fantastic odds. But how can you not root for Joel Damon? He seems to be the most likable, funniest, easygoing guy. And he held a 54-hole lead, which was the first time he had done that in his career, I think, not even just in a major. Went on to finish in a tie for 10th. So how great that at the halfway mark he was leading, but he hung on and got his highest career finish in the US Open, as you say, in a tie for 10th. But again, I'm looking at the accuracy stat. He's 17th on the PGA Tour in accuracy, and it's the stat that is improving week after week for him. So shocked to see him so high, but definitely keeping with him. And also, he was leading greens and reg for the majority of the US Open last week. So again, approach greens and reg, take that to a much easier, shorter course and see what you can do.
Yeah, he only has to work on one thing, and that goes into the fatigue factor, which is he's got to make a few more putts. They were talking on the TV about how he wasn't putting well, but then I watched the telecast for about 9 holes, and he had quite a few putts that he could have made. However, he was on above the hole on almost every one of them, and he was just sort of dribbling them down to the hole like we all would. So not every putt, Diane, is a go for it when you're playing in the US Open. So Joel Damon must know. He qualified for the US Open. He said he wasn't going to do well when he got there. I listened to his interview. He was going to get his butt kicked like everybody else. He didn't expect to do well, and there he was. He finished in the top 10. He has to fix one thing, and that's his putting. And he can't be let's face it, he can't be too far off. He finished in the top 10 in the US Open. He needs to make a few more birdies. But I'd like to mention one other player. I'm jumped all the way to 250-1, Diane. He's so far back I could have put my glasses on to find how far back he is on the odds. 22nd in making birdies. How could they have Nate Lashley, Diane, at 250-1, 22nd in making birdies, 29th on the PGA Tour in putting? And I want to pull up one other important thing about Nate Lashley, and that is he's 87th on the FedEx Cup. See, it all very important where these guys sit in the FedEx Cup, because, look, they're all looking for a little bit of a break during the summer. Not everyone would like to have a holiday, but if you can get your number into a certain position, you will get to take a few weeks off where you might not have before. 87th. This is another guy that hasn't won. I'm sticking with the theme other than Joel Damon with you, because I'm just jumping on with you because you've had 2 wins in a row and you're going for your third. What if it's Joel Damon? Then I'll piggyback you again.